What's up, Yonkers? It is Anderson. Today we have special guest Hector Santiago, community activist and founder of Stop and Shake. Hector, my man, what's up? How are you?
Yo, what's up, Anderson? I'm good, man. Thank you for having me on. That was a really dope intro. I like that
Thank you,
video.
man. Thank you.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's quite there's a few of them. There's a few of them, but that's my favorite one because it shows a lot of Yonkers and what Yonkers stands for, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I like
listen,
the
man,
TV and that's
the
pretty
TV
dope.
pop up, right?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of
That was
work,
pretty
man.
cool.
That's stuck. I'm at home at 2, 3 in the morning working on stuff. My wife is like, "Go to sleep, go to sleep. We gotta go open up our freaking company at 5 in the morning. You should be in bed." You
And you
know?
designing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun for me, man. It's what I like to do. It's what I do. It's a
Right, right.
hobby
That's
for
part
me.
of chasing your passion. Right, right. No
Exactly.
days
But
off.
listen, man, I'm excited to have you on. We've been good friends for years, man. We both grew up in the same neighborhood in Yonkers. We
Yep.
have quite a bit of talk to, don't we, tonight?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, we know each other for a while. We know around the same people. And so yeah, man. Yonkers love always.
Absolutely. Hey, man. So today, I want to about a few things in the community that we've been dealing with, and we've been dealing with for a while, and I really want to bring awareness out on the Stop and Shake program, and other things that are going on around in the community
Right.
that you are very involved in with. So for not a lot of people you are that know this, you are the founder of Stop and Shake, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm the founder of Stop and Shake here in Yonkers, 2015. We launched.
tell me what prompted you to start Stop and Shake, and what has come shake ever since you started Stop and Shake.
So yeah, most of the talking points, you're gonna hear me reference past, present, and future. That's just where in the direction I live my life now, and so I always look at those three things. And so with Stop and Shake the past, I first launched it really to just get more respect for my community. It was at the time of the Mike Brown and the Eric Gardner murder. And so there was a lot of heat on the stop and frisk. And at the time, I personally was trying to transition my life. Because, I was born and raised in Yonkers. I was in the streets. I've done a little bit of everything before I transitioned. And so this was a pivotal moment for me where I wanted to change my life, but I couldn't change the environment I grew up in. And so even though I was making better decisions, I still lived in the hood, and cops stereotyped me. And I felt like if cops can look at me and say, this is a potential perp, let me frisk them. They can say, this is a hardworking young man, let me stop and shake their hand.
And
And that's real.
Stop and Frisk was still a thing back then, right?
100%. Yeah, it was in the middle of like them trying to get it out the way and looking for alternatives. And so, here in Yonkers, I was like, yo, one of the alternatives is like stop stereotyping us and frisking us and just stop and say what's up,
Yeah.
because sometimes cops used to have the stare down, and
They're
all that.
they're right off the bat judging you just by the
Uh,
way you're walking, dressed, the
A
area
hundred
you're
percent.
in.
100%. Yeah, because even though I changed my choices, I didn't change my swag. I still wore hoodies. I still lived in the hood, and so I would get stereotyped. And I mean, to this day, cops still do it sometimes.
Right.
You know, and so I just felt like, if you can stop and frisk me, you can stop and shake my hand. And so that's really where Stop and Shake was born. I was trying to find something to build that gap between police and community and just bridge the communication gap.
You told me that years ago when I interviewed you at the Y. Remember that was a rainy day.
Mm,
You had told me, "Hey, come to the
whoa.
Y." We had talked about that. Remember, I interviewed you
Yep,
when
yep,
those were when I first had started Inside Yonkers. So,
yep,
guys,
yep.
this is not Hector's
Whoa,
first
that's
rodeo on
crazy.
Inside
Yeah, I
Yonkers.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really love that. If you can stop and frisk me, you can stop and shake my hand. I love that, man. I really love that because it speaks volume and it's so very true. And if you get that kind of mentality in your head, you would be successful, in my
Right.
opinion,
A
because
hundred
that's you
percent.
taking initiative, being proactive. You know, you're one of the big things, like we talked before, is getting to know people in your area that you serve, and
Right.
that's
Right.
one of the things.
Right. No, a hundred
So
percent. And I think
so
that it's super important, not even in just I mean, so we'll get into it more in depth later. I just wanted to highlight that even in the community, that's important, to stop and shake people.
of
Not even
course,
police officers, just like build that relationship. And so that's
we're
kind of
all
where
neighbors, right? We should, Yonkers
agreed.
is not the biggest city, not the smallest, but a lot of us know each other in Yonkers, right?
A
It'd be
hundred
nice
percent.
that we
Yep.
can all get along, right?
Right, right.
And some of these officers live in Yonkers too, not in the areas we're in Yonkers, but for those that, for example, like you mentioned, at the time that you were, working on making changes for yourself and stuff like that, that would have been very important. These officers that I'm sure you've had interactions with in the past, and vice versa, and other people, just in general. It's really important. So it's a really important topic.
100%. Yeah, yeah. It's important to build. What I can say though, I mean, the Yonkers we grew up in was crazy. You know, the cops now it's a lot of newer guys who really don't play that. But yeah, that older regime that we grew up with was different. And
It
so,
is. It is because, it comes down to, even when we go to scenes and we record, we see a lot of new faces, a
yep,
lot of new
yep,
faces, and these people don't know us. They'll just judge us. Oh, this dude's here recording. He's probably gonna
yep.
try to get us in trouble or something like that. That's not how it works. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So listen, that's when